What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. And we're gonna have a quick little talk about the Queens of R&B. I'm gonna go ahead and preface this video and let y'all know that I don't really watch this show. It's not something that I'm an avid viewer of, but a recent event came across my desk where LaTocha Scott of Xscape is being accused by her sister Tamika about stealing her royalties. And for those of y'all that have tuned into my channel in the past or know anything about me, y'all know music business, music royalties, that is my wheelhouse. So this is actually quite fascinating. And I want to break this down to you guys in the best way that I can so that the layman's and just common viewers out there that are watching the show could get some understanding. And for the people out there that are working in the music business or at least aiming to be in the music business, you can get further understanding of what's going on in this show so that you can help your clients or you can help yourself as an artist to not make the same mistakes. So in episode 2 of the Queens of R&B, Tamika basically comes out and says that Tasha and her husband, Rocky, were stealing her royalties. I'm sure a lot of people out there are wondering how that happens. So I ended up tuning into Kandi Burris's Speak on It, where she broke down her recollection of the situation. And what she said happens, or at least allegedly happened, is that in the early to mid 2000s, a company called SoundExchange came to be, which is a digital performance royalties collection agency. So basically they were introduced to this SoundExchange company by Tiny's mother, who signed them up for SoundExchange so that they could collect royalties on their music. SoundExchange was founded in 2003, just to give you guys additional context. So I don't know what exact year it was that they found out about it, but Tiny's mother signed them up so that their royalty checks could be sent out. Now with SoundExchange, they actually send out physical checks to your mailbox, your address, whatever it is. And what they do is they collect digital performance royalties. Now, when we talk about digital performance royalties in SoundExchange, you got to understand that they basically collect on internet radio and the usage of your sound recording in non-interactive fashions. Now, when we speak on non-interactive fashions, we're talking about Pandora. We're talking about places like some of these iHeart radio stations that you can only listen to online. We're talking about Live 365 stations. We're talking about people that are using the Cast and all of these different places, Blog Talk Radio, all of these different places that pop up that just have basically internet radio. They collecting money on this. And of course, Xscape is an iconic, legendary group, so their music gets played all the time by some of these stations. They probably get played hundreds of times, if not thousands of times per week. And in the early 2000s, that was the beginning of all of that happening. And of course, Xscape is an iconic, legendary group, so their music gets played all the time by some of these stations. They probably get played hundreds of times, if not thousands of times per week. Tamika is saying that for whatever reason, I don't understand how, but her royalty checks of around $30,000 were sent to her sister's house, in which her sister Tasha and her husband Rocky ended up endorsing the checks, endorsing when you put your signature on it, and cashing them into her husband's account. Now, I can't verify and say that she absolutely put it into her husband's account. Could have went into her sister's account. I don't know. But a lot of people are also wondering, well, how do you have proof that those checks went to their address, right? All you really have to do is go to the website. You tell them that you lost your password like any other site that you would log in on. Put your email in and they'll send you a private link for you to reset your password. Now, if you put that in, you could go into the system and see what address they have on file, and you can change it, you can update it. So when you go in there and you see it, oh damn, why did they send this to my sister's house? This could have been a clerical error on Tiny's mother's part or whoever helped, because I think Kandi said her checks were being sent to her own mother's house. But nonetheless, it's pretty easy to find out how much money was sent out, because you get to check your statements and you can see what that total is. And you also can see where that check was sent, which would only leave whoever received it as the one at fault. Now, the other question is, why weren't you the one that did this? And Kandi pretty much explained that none of them were aware of SoundExchange. This was a brand new company. We're in 2023 now, and the majority of artists, producers, music creators still are not actively using SoundExchange the way that they should. Most people that are coming up don't even know what it is. A lot of people in the industry don't know what it is. It's not talked about nearly enough because it does not deal with terrestrial radio, which is AM, FM. It does not deal with your Spotify. It does not deal with your Tidal, Apple Music, none of that type of stuff. All of that is separate. So I don't want to say that Tamika's at fault in this situation, because again, this is something that is, to this day, is still not fully understood by people outside or inside the industry. It's one of those lesser known topics, one of those lesser known companies. If I was in the group's corner and I was trying to get them their money, I probably would have told them to sign up. Hey, go to this website, put your information in. But I understand sometimes artists are just focused on being artists, which is why today, in today's landscape, as an independent artist, as an upcoming artist, that's why I do my best to try to teach you guys how to be self-sufficient and how to do things yourself. Because yes, you can have a trusted third party do these things for you, but it's not always 100% foolproof that that person is gonna do things exactly as they need to be done. You don't know if somebody's gonna try to shave something off the top and put themselves in on there because you're allowing them to input the information. You don't see what they type in. You don't see whatever that little percentage is. They might just be like, 10% ain't gonna hurt. And then when the money comes out, you're gonna be just happy to get your money and see it. You're not even gonna really be breaking down all the analytics, trying to figure out who got what, because you're operating under the expectation that it was handled properly. A lot of people have gotten taken advantage in that exact same way. I'm not gonna blame Tiny's mother for that. I'm not gonna say that she took anything, but there could have been a clerical error as far as whose house the money was supposed to be sent to, or the check is supposed to be sent to. They received it. And of course, at that point, it's a moral decision. Do I tell my sister that her check of $30,000, of course, you got to open it to even know what the value is. But do I tell my sister that her $30,000 check came to my crib, or do I just go ahead and cash it out and act like it never happened? Tamika is saying that the latter is exactly what happened. And again, being that they did not sign up for SoundExchange themselves, none of them actually were expecting this money. Okay, Kandi said that eventually Tiny's mother started asking them, reaching out like, hey, have you got a SoundExchange check yet? You know, we set you up, And she was like, nah, I didn't know nothing about it. But then her check ended up coming. Same thing with Tamika. Tiny's mom ended up checking in. Did you get your check yet? What check? No, I signed y'all up for SoundExchange. It should be coming to your house. She like, nah, my check never came. And she was going through some hard times and it still never came. So although I'm not a viewer of the show, I wanted to talk about this and let it be a teachable moment for all of my people out there, all of the folks that are already subscribed to the channel. I hope those of y'all that are tuned in right now, you go ahead and do the same, especially if you're an artist, songwriter, producer, any of those things. This is the place where you need to be, man. There's some other people out there, of course, that talk about similar subjects, and I'm not discrediting them. You can never have too much information. Somebody's always liable to tell you something that somebody else may have skipped, and so on and so forth. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'd be remiss not to mention, if you need some help navigating royalty collection, if you need to know about all of the different companies out there that can help you get your money, you know what I'm saying? When you put your stuff out on all of these streaming platforms, there's money that needs to be collected on your publishing. There's money that needs to be collected on your songwriting. There's money that needs to be collected on your mechanical royalties, ownership of your masters. There's digital performance royalties, like I said, with SoundExchange. There's publishing administration, where they're going to be collecting some of the stuff that would otherwise go into the black box that just pays back out to the primary mainstream industry if you don't collect it yourself. There's a lot of different companies and organizations out there that you might not be privy to. I can help educate you on those things. You could book me for a consultation. We could break all of this stuff down, or you can check out my books, the Pen Game Portfolio Volume 1 and 2, on my website, pengameelite.com. All of these things are there on pengameelite.com, so you can just peruse. You can book with me, you can buy my books, you can join my membership, which is free. Or if you want me to personally handle these things on your behalf, you have to give me the information, and you can do checks and balances to see if I'm doing this correctly. All of these things can be handled on pengameelite.com. Just peruse the website, look around, and I'll be able to get you right. Let me know what y'all think of this situation down below in the comments, man. Be sure to like and share this for somebody who needs to get educated and just wants to know what the hell's going on with this show. And again, if this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell for all updates. I'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.